So today we're gonna have a little bit of fun. This is a nail bending kit I got from a competition, an ego lifting competition. I entered in a few months ago. I ended up getting second place in my category that I entered in. But this was one of the sponsors, is a guy who on Instagram, he makes these bundles for like bending nails. We can see that there's some leather in there and some nails or screws. And he makes them for people who are interested in doing strongman, interested in nail bending, and want to do this. And so we're gonna take a crack at bending a few screws. Now, I've never done this before. I've never looked up the technique on how to do this before, and I anticipate that my technique might not be absolutely prime. So we're gonna open up the kit, take a look at what's inside, because I have no idea, and then maybe take a little bit of a crack at bending some of these screws. So let's get this in frame. It's all duct taped up together. We give that duct tape ASMR. Big, nice. Looks like there's a secondary saran wrap. It does look like there are plenty of nails in there, or the screws. Not sure exactly what all is in there yet. And we should have brought out a trash bag for this stuff. We do have a box. Of course, duct tape is a little bit hard to get off. Oh my god. I think the idea is that it's a couple pieces of leather to protect the hands, and then mainly just duct tape and screws. I'm trying to keep it in frame here, but desperately. And our hands are gonna get a little bit of a workout just unwrapping it. Truly meta. We get on here, each chalk get big, which maybe is the guy's Instagram handle who makes these things, I'm not sure, but that's a little piece of leather that says that. Each chalk get big, that's true. Or you get sent to the principal's office for eating chalk during recess. You know, not that that's ever happened to me, definitely not. Never ate chalk during recess. Alright. Just kind of cutting through. Okay, looks like we've mostly uncovered what all is in here, which appears to be a fat grip of nails, a couple pieces of leather, and looks like a lot of rubber bands. So there's a rubber band around these leather, and a bunch of nails. Kind of take a screw. Looks like there's a bunch of rubber bands. Looks like there's a grip of nails. Wonder what the rubber bands are for. Don't really know. We're still gonna take a crack at bending one of these things. Looks like, okay, several grips of nails. Okay, so one of these says 60D nails. I'm guessing that's millimeters in diameter. One of these says hard 40D nails. And one of these says easy 40D nails. So I guess, why don't we start with an easy 40D nail, which is these ones, and see what we can do with that. So we'll just pull a nail out. And so here's the rub. The goal for today is to not stick this through our hand. Secondary goal is to bend some nails, but you know, we're gonna be taking a quick look here. So I assume we have two pieces of leather here, right? I assume those are for our hands. And the thing about bending anything is it's very obvious you want to apply as much pressure to the edges, of which one of them is pointy, as possible, and then in the opposite direction on one of these ends. This is the basic principle as far as I understand it, but I'm not an expert in bending stuff, so there's that. I suppose we'll use the... Alright, so already, really not much of an idea. I'll try and make sure we're in frame, but so gotta find something. We got a little bit of a bend already, very, very slight, but I guess we might brace it on our knee, try and pull up and to the left with this hand. I don't know if you can see it, and then push down with the other one. And try to work some of this. I think the knee is a commonly used implement. Really hoping we don't skewer our hand. I guess we got a little bit of a bend there. This is a lot harder than I thought. for an easy nail, which is great. Yeah, I think we are supposed to brace it on something. See, because this way, by rotating both the hands, and again, we don't know the technique, so. We got a little bit of a bend in this thing. Not too much though. Okay. I'm trying to think of how we can, so my instinct is to rotate like this. That way we're providing pressure down on the edges and up in the middle. And then use the knee to facilitate that. That's what we've been doing. I don't know if that is the technique. Can we push down? No. This is. Once I get started, it'll be much easier. Like really started. Maybe that's not the case. Oh. Well, we got it a little bit more bent. A little bit. Not too much though. Hands aren't like it that one bit. Hands are definitely not calloused up for that. And the leather's starting to get a little bit of a beating too. I think maybe we take one last crack at it and then call it. And admit that knowing the proper technique perhaps seems like something that's important. Also, we don't want to shank ourselves here. I feel like I'm bending it a lot more. But I'm just bending the truth in my head. It's barely bent. It is bent though. But we want to like fold it in half, huh? This is not my forte. The ripping cards, the bending stuff. It's outside of my domain, but it's inside the domain of hand strength, which is something we're starting to work on a lot more now. So it seems like a reasonable thing to take a crack at. And I suppose this is going to be, if we continue, this is going to be the before video, huh? Where we can't bend shit. Yeah. Okay. You can see the indentations from like the nail and stuff in the leather. But this is the best I can manage right here, which is not a prolific bend. Definitely seen guys who I think aren't as strong as me being able to bend something quite a bit more than this. So that's kind of wild. Maybe I'm just not understanding the technique. Really just trying to make it clear underneath the leather here, trying to bend like this and using my knee to give more leverage. Maybe we take, okay, I lied. We're gonna take one more crack at it. I feel like maybe we just need to push down really hard into the knee. So we're gonna take this left hand, push it down hard into the knee, and then push down. No, there's not. Nope. All right. Well, that's it. That's what we managed. So the comp we entered in was the Snap City Open 2023, which was put on by Deadliest Lift on Instagram. This gentleman here, very strapping lad, and we were runner-up in the push category. I think we entered the 2022 and we got 4th place with a one-arm snatch of 160 pounds or something. But this time we went for something that was a little bit goofier, which is very much the spirit of the competition. Lifting stuff and doing funny stuff. Like, for example, the guy who got 3rd place in the push category although I don't know if I'd consider this a push instead of a heavy category, but whatever. He did squat plus bow shot. They don't show if he hit the target. Terrible. This is our lift, which I don't really have a name for the lift other than some hot girl shit, because you have to be a hot girl to get away with doing this at the gym, hence hot girl shit. Most people don't use that term right, but no one in their right mind looks sane while doing this lift. It was 135 up top and 275 down below for a total of 410 pounds. We lost to, again, this guy who was one arm pressing 170 pounds. I'm not sure if I think that's more impressive. That's probably more impressive than what we did, but our thing is certainly a little bit stranger. Notable in the champion category for heavy was Lucian Silviu Croitor, who's a Romanian strongman who actually does a lot of really impressive stuff on Instagram. We could show, this isn't the guy, but this guy made his own cannon. If we take a look here, I don't think he didn't have music in his thing, and he shouldered it. I think this thing weighed a couple hundred pounds, and they're gonna fire it too. And this is the type of stuff that, I think it's just a firework in there, but there's gonna go a little bit boom. Yep. It do be like that sometimes. And then the guy who I was talking about, this is, I think, a shell, which is pretty heavy with all the gunpowder and stuff in it, but this is the guy who won the category. I don't think he has music. Yeah, he doesn't have music, and he did a deadlift plus some shrugs. I don't know, I have no idea how heavy that is, but he's the one who won the heavy category. But we've seen him do bent presses, I think, over 100 kilos, if I recall correctly. I've seen him fail a 109 kilo bent press, but that was the comp. Just a lot of, weird implements, anything that's considered ego lifting, like this guy is doing a goodest of mornings, or not the goodest of mornings, I forget what it's called. Anyways, this guy's doing hex bar absolutely insano deadlift, and so you get points for using strange implements, being in strange environments, and this sort of thing, and also just, for being strong is one of the other criteria. I guess we'll let this show the guy at the end of this guy's lift, although we are keeping it muted because, of course, copyright music. But yeah, that one seems all sketchy as all hell. Although, to be fair, our hot girl shit also looks a little sketchy though, too, huh? But that's the comp, and we got second in there. Alright, well, if you like this video, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. If there's a nail bending tutorial you're aware of, feel free to link it in the comments, one you think is pretty good. And I guess we'll be trying this at a later date and seeing if we've gotten any stronger at it.